Hello, welcome to our wonderful team. My name is Melody Harper, and I have been in the business for 5 years this month. I started Pampered Chef because I was a teacher for 7 years, and I started having a family of my own. When my middle child was born, I decided that instead of pretty much eating up half of my teacher's salary with childcare, that I wanted to do something that I could stay home with my children. And so I started the Pampered Chef. And it has been a truly amazing journey for me and has surpassed anything I ever hoped for this business. When I first started, I had a goal of $500 a month just to help with my teacher's salary that was being replaced. And I did that my very first month, and so then I was like, well, I'm gonna have to come up with another goal now. So this business can truly be anything that you want it to, whether it's an extra $500 a month, whether it's an extra car payment, whether it's a house payment, or whether you want to make $6,000, you can do it with a Pampered Chef. It can be what you want, but the key is to set your goal and to go for it. So in your first 30 days, you're going to have a lot of opportunity to earn a lot of great things with the Pampered Chef. You're going to be able to earn your monthly special, your signing bonus, if you hit your $12.50 in your 30 days. You're also going to be able to hit and have $100 in PC bucks every time you hit $12.50 in sales in your first 90 days. So one of the first things that you need to do, and you're going to see the video on how to do it, is figure out your 30-day and your 90-day mark, because those two dates are super important. And write them on your calendar, write them in red, and so that you know exactly when those dates are going to be, because you get so many new consultant benefits in those first 90 days of your business. So those dates are really important to know. Also, be sure that you're added to our Team Hotshot page and also our new Consultant Team Hotshot page, where you're going to find videos and just different information things that you are going to need to know throughout the start of your business. We are here to help you. We are here to reach out a hand and help you along the way in any way that you need. So what do we need to do first? Okay. First thing, get a calendar and let's start getting bookings on it, okay? So once you get a calendar, I want you to mark down all of your family stuff first. So your practices, your trips that you're going on, whatever that is in your life that you do throughout a month, write it on your calendar. Work your PC business around your family's needs. That's the nice thing about having your own business, is you get to decide when you work. Okay, so mark the days on your calendar. I like to do sticky notes for my calendar, and it looks like this. So on my calendar, I have sticky notes. That way, if a party needs to change, I simply just remove it and set it back down here or wherever they want to change the date to. That way I'm not messing up and marking all of my calendar. So my sticky notes are when I'm going to do my shows, and then they can pick from those days. You don't have to tell them what day will work for you. The best thing that you can do is give them two choices. When you have someone that says, yes, I'm interested in having a Pampered Chef party for you, say, does weekdays work better or weekends work better? Have them choose from those two. Then if they say weekends, then say, would a Friday night or a Saturday night work better for you? Okay, so when you give them those two choices, it helps narrow it down and gives them exactly what you're wanting them to choose from. If you just say, well, let me know what day may work, okay, they may never even get back to you. Okay, so when you have someone that is interested in doing a show, getting them on the calendar is one of the most important things that you can do first. Okay, so get your calendar, mark your dates, and how do we get those bookings? Okay, the best way to get those bookings is to make what I call a Franks list. Okay, it is an acronym, so FRANKS. I want you to write that on a piece of paper, and this is going to help you get started on your bookings. Okay, so under each of the letters, F, I want you to come up with 3 friends who you think may be interested in having a Pampered Chef show for you. This could be past friends, current friends, Facebook friends, out-of-town friends, anyone that that you are close with, or maybe it's someone that you haven't seen in a while. Write those people's names on the piece of paper. You can even think outside of your friends. Let's say Sally has Susan that you see all the time every time you see Sally. Well, maybe Susan is the one that wants to have a party. Okay, so maybe it's not even your direct friend. Maybe it's your friend's friend that loves to cook. Okay. The next thing is our relatives. I want you to write down 3 names of 3 relatives you think may be interested in having a show for you. This can be relatives on your Facebook, because you can have those virtual parties, and so they can be anyone anywhere in the United States. Or it could be family and you want to have a cooking show for a family member that lives close to you. Okay, so write down 3 relatives. A is associates. Maybe you have a job, or maybe you don't have a job. Maybe you are not currently working. Okay, but if you are not currently working, maybe writing down 3 names of people that you used to work with. Okay, so 3 associates. N is neighbors. Okay, if you think, man, I live so far away from people, or I don't know my neighbors very well, okay, it is a great time to get to know your neighbors. When I very first started Pampered Chef, I had my very first show at my house. I invited several of my friends and a couple of my neighbors. From those people that came to my show, I had about 8 or 9 show up. 2 of them were my neighbors. One of my neighbors decided that she would like to have a party for me. So I went and did her party as one of my very first parties, and she had 9 people come to her show. 5 of those 9 decided to book a party for me. That is when my business officially started. Okay, so anyone that you think, I don't really know them very well, okay, I didn't know my neighbor very well either. And look at where my business went from there. Okay, so don't ever prejudge or say, I'm not really sure if they want to. Always ask. Okay, K is kids. Maybe you have kids, maybe you don't have kids. Okay, with kids, I want you to think about the people that you see because of your children. Whether it is at school, teachers, coaches, families that you sit with in the stands when they play sports, or if you don't have kids yet, maybe it's your nephew's soccer game that you go watch, okay? So business is all around you. Whether your kids are grown, if they are grown, have your kids have a party for you, okay? So that is going to be your K. S is spouse. Maybe you have a spouse, maybe you don't have a spouse. Okay, if you do have a spouse, then that can be anyone that he possibly works with that would be interested in having a party. This can be wives, or it could be husbands, okay? So a lot of times men are the ones that actually cook. So don't ever write off men, because they're sometimes some of our best clients. They're the ones that want to have those gadgets and they want to get in the kitchen and cook, okay? So don't ever write off men, because they can be a huge impact on your business. So once you have those categories written down, you're going to come up with 18 people's names. Okay, of those 18, statistically, about a third of them will say, yeah, sure, I'll have a party for you. But what that means on the opposite end is that you have to be ready for 8 of them, 9 of them, 10 of them to say, I may not have a party for you. Okay, so 2/3 of them may say no, and that is okay. Okay, if those 12 people say no, then you still got 6 yeses. I always say go for the no. Okay, because if you're going for the no, you're going to find some yeses. One of the biggest things as a new consultant, though, that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to jump on Facebook, or you're going to want to call up your friends right away and say, hey, I just signed up for the Pampered Chef. I'm really trying to get some bookings. Would you be interested in having a show for me? Well, they may say, oh man, I'm just so busy and she just wants me to have a show for her and it's not really something I want to do right now, okay? But if you take a different approach and tell your friend, hey, I just started with the Pampered Chef and you are one of the first people that I thought about. And tell them why you thought about them. Maybe it's because they are a mom with young children. They're constantly busy. They're running to practices all the time. They need some quick, easy meals. Get some of their friends together and show them the rush hour fajitas in 14 minutes, a meal that they can get to the table in 14 minutes from beginning to finish. Or maybe they just had maybe they just built a new house and they would be great. New kitchen. What better way to get some friends over, show their house off, and get some kitchen products in the meantime? Okay, so whatever reason you thought about your friends, be sure to tell them that's why you thought about them. Instead of asking them to have a party, just be sure to say, I thought about you because, and leave it at that. And then you're going to start to notice that your calendar is starting to fill up, okay? Whether it is virtual parties, or whether it is cooking shows, whatever style that you want, you can make that happen. So just be sure you are doing whatever fits for you, and that is what is important. So along the way, you may have questions. Along the way, we are here to help you. So be sure that you are reaching out to us. Right now, it's like you're an airplane. You're taking off. You have the next 3 months to get as many bookings and sales on your calendar that you possibly can. So be sure to go for it right now, because you're going to get those new consultant rewards. You're going to get those things for free. So be sure that you are going for it. So, and then once you reach your 90 days, you're like, man, 4 shows seems to work really good for me. Then you can pull back some and you can do exactly what you need to do. But why not, when you're starting out and when you have all these new consultant rewards, why not get as much as you possibly can? Okay, I want you to check out the rest of the resources that you're going to see on this page. Be sure that you are on our website looking through PC University, because PC University is also going to have a lot of great resources that you need. And we are just a phone call, an email, or a text away. So be sure that whatever you're doing, that you're reaching out to us and seeing if there's anything that you're needing help with, okay? Because we don't always know what you may be struggling with, okay? So your job is to get your calendar out, mark your family stuff on there, and you're going to start marking, when can I do shows? Mark the amount of shows that you feel comfortable with doing in a month. Okay, let your family know, this is my goal. Here is what I want to accomplish. And whether it be a certain amount of money, then you work your shows around that amount of money that you want. So be sure that you are doing everything that you can to hit your goal and to reach what it is that you're wanting from this business. Work on your Franks list. Next 48 hours, it's really important to get all the lists of the people that you think may possibly have a party for you on that list and start reaching out to these people. And remember, it's not a party booked unless they've given you a date. So if they say they're interested, be sure to give them those 2 choices, weekends, weeknights, and then figure out from there what works best for them. So I really am excited to see where this business takes you. And remember, we are here to help you, and we are so excited to support you on this journey.